In the Holy Rule, which Benedict wrote 1,500 years ago, the genius of that simple little rule of life is summed up in what we call ora et labora, prayer and work.
The life of a monk is made up of 4 principal areas, and they are work, community, reading, and prayer. So this emphasis on reading that St. Benedict makes so much of means that a monastery is a place of culture and of study and of education. So we have here a school, a secondary school, which has quite a good reputation, and there's plenty to do in the teaching department.
I taught chemistry when I was younger, when I was right out of college, and it was mostly about the subject. And I realized when I got here, very quickly, that it was about the students.
Reverend Mother, have I your permission to sing?
Yes, my child.
These are a few of my favorite things.
What it means is, on the one hand, still doing sculpture, but understanding in a more profound sense that my work with my students, I'm sculpting their lives.
My experience as a student here was punctuated by intensely difficult academics, together with a fantastic monastic presence, not just in the classroom or in the monastery or in the church, but everywhere.
And coming to her, he said, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you."
Our prayer, of course, is primarily liturgical prayer. It's getting into that chapel 7 times a day and at night and praying the Psalms together. But the work is extremely important because the work is formative of the person.
We've tried over the years to make the place more efficient, and one of the issues that kept coming up was green energy, and everybody kept saying, well, if you've got the wind, that's the way to go.
Monastics have always been on the forefront. They're early adapters, let's put it that way.
We ended up putting up the first wind turbine in the state of Rhode Island here.
He was the first one in Rhode Island to do it. It was a monk.
So on a windy day like today, it powers this whole place. So it's a great thing, and it's been a huge source of inspiration to all kinds of people after we did it.
Color is what you double underline in the word watercolor. Now, do you notice there's no drawing here at all? Color is your only medium of expression. When we're in Rome, the students do drawings. As a retired college professor, I have all kinds of colleagues who say, you take 35 high school students to a foreign capital for 2 weeks every summer. They can't believe we do that. For instance, here's a landscape. We'll be standing downtown Rome, and I'll point across the street and see that flowering plant over there. And they say, yeah. And I say, that's an acanthus. And then I click on the iPad, and there's a Corinthian column capital with acanthus. Now, that is teaching moments. Those are moments the student will never forget.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to kick a football. I want to know how high the ball went. Right now I teach conceptual physics, and someone asked me once what I thought about the Big Bang versus creationism.
220.
I said, I believe in the Big Bang. I believe God created it.
A reading from the book of Genesis. You have eaten then from the tree of which I had forbidden you to eat.
If they hadn't committed that original sin by Wednesday, they would have been on Venus, and by the end of the week to the other edge of the galaxy. I think it's all out there for us. A friend once described us as a community of individuals, and it really is true.
They're outrageous. It's a more open community. With the school, you have other influences from the outside and working with the kids and the faculty. It's a place where people care, and they're taking kind of a bold step in a place where it's kind of surprising to see that.
They suddenly realize they can take chances. They can take risks. They can try things out, and they're not going to lose everything because they know where home is.
Oh God, come to my assistance.
The stability of the monastic life forces the spirituality into a very deep and very intimate place in every one of the men. It's a very great opportunity. It's a spiritual adventure.
There's something different here, and I don't know what it is, but I'm grateful, and I know it comes from the Holy Spirit's inspiration.
As in my